Easter is near, Holy Week, inseparably connected to the Holy Land, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, the Holy Sepulchre. This is where Jesus lived, proclaimed the gospel, and died. This is the place to which millions of faithful have come to see with their own eyes, where Jesus prayed, walked, and suffered. Popes Paul VI and Benedict XVI referred to this land as the fifth gospel, as did Pope Francis at the beginning of this year.
Raccontare la fraternità possibile fra tutti I figli di Abramo.
But the situation in the Holy Land is problematic, not only in Israel. The term Holy Land, or Terra Sancta, usually also refers to Palestine, western Jordan, southern Lebanon, and southwestern Syria. The Congregation for the Oriental Churches, under the leadership of Prefect Cardinal Leonardo Sandri, has authority over the Holy Land, but also oversees the activities of the Church in many more Middle Eastern countries, including Iran, Iraq, Egypt, and Turkey.
Now, what is the situation of the Christians in Bethlehem and Jerusalem?
The situation is calm, although there are difficulties, especially for the Palestinian Christians. For them, it is very challenging not being able to pass freely between Israel and Palestine. Of course, we try to draw attention to this. Why are you doing this? And why do you not let them pass?
The pandemic has worsened the situation of Christians in Israel and Palestine. Tourists have stayed away. For many, this is the only source of income. Jobs are hard to find. Even more precarious is the situation for Christians in Syria. Recently, Cardinal Sandri traveled there to meet with the Catholic bishops. Despite the end of the civil war, many people still want to leave.
What can we do? What can our audience do to support Christians in Syria?
The situation has calmed down. I have been there in October and recently for several days. It is possible to travel. One can safely drive and walk the streets of Damascus, as well as Homs or Aleppo. But the situation is very critical if we look at the levels of poverty. There is no electricity, there is no gas. The whole country lives in fear of an uncertain future, and there is no hope. And of course, there is the flight of the Christians.
The Holy Land wouldn't be the fifth gospel if it didn't ultimately point us to hope.
It is indeed a providential occasion for the whole church to profit from this collection. Through it, we can live the Good Friday, the Passion, and the death of our Lord in union with the holy places that Jesus dwelled in.
Cardinal Sandri is referring to the global Good Friday collection, Pro Terra Sancta, for the Holy Land. Collected in every parish around the world on Good Friday, it's the main source of material support for Christian life in the region. Last year, $6 million were given. 2/3 go to the custody of the Holy Land in Jerusalem, and 1/3 is administered by the Congregation for the Oriental Churches for the benefit of several countries, including Syria and Iraq. The money is used to maintain the sacred places. Equally important are the costs of formation of candidates for the priesthood, support for clergy, and educational activities.
What exactly are you supporting with this collection on Holy Friday?
There are all these institutions, dioceses, and parishes that have their projects. And one very important aspect of our help for the Holy Land are the schools there. The Catholic schools do not enjoy a lot of state support, but are essential in maintaining and forming the children and youths in our faith and in the Christian life.
The Christian community in the Holy Land doesn't have a lot of means of its own. It depends on the generous help coming from foreign countries, primarily coordinated by the Church in collaboration with many Christian aid agencies. The Good Friday collection is essential, but there is more that can still be done, especially in countries like Syria,
Bisogna fare anche un piccolo esame.
We also need to do an assessment. Why is there no respect? Why is there no religious liberty? Why is there no respect for human rights? Why is there the threat of terrorism? Do the sanctions really help?
La insicurezza del terrorismo.
Cardinal Sandri is calling for an end to the sanctions against Syria. While they might have had the intention of ensuring human rights and freedom, sanctions specifically harm the Christian minority in the country, the prefect warns. Many are fleeing. The Pro Terra Sancta collection helps sustain the Church in the Holy Land. On Good Friday, we're called to remember the suffering of Jesus and contribute to the end of the suffering of his followers today.